So my environment play a big part on my character. So if I wasn't strong mentally, ain't no telling where I would have been. Because you got everybody right here selling dope and they shooting and they robbing. I'm indulging in that shit too. You see what I'm saying?
Street Liaison, episode 8. Got a very special guest sitting to my left. Y'all can see we in a different setting too, man. Fire ass setting. We'll get into that, man. So I grew up right to this saying, don't be a jack of all trades, because you'll be a master of none. But the man to my left has managed to master all trades.
I ain't gonna say master, but definitely would try to touch on as many as I can.
So a lot of y'all might know him as Jamar Sumpter, but we in the streets know him as D.I.
Right.
So I'm gonna just start off. Let's go back to your upbringing. Like, where all this started at? New York, I believe.
Right. So I'm originally born in Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Coming up in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, it was tough, but it was fun at the same time because I was a kid, you know what I mean? So I grew up in Crown Heights pretty much, born in Brooklyn, left Brooklyn when I was about 9.
Came straight to Richmond?
Nah, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Crown Heights, we was doing whatever we was doing. That was the time when the blacks was fighting the Jews and stuff like that. So I'm a young guy, man. We fighting Jews and stuff like that. I ain't racist.
What y'all fighting over?
It's just a territorial thing. Jews moving to the black community and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they still in the black communities.
This was
in
the
80s. Yeah. So they pretty much, migrated into the hood, Crown Heights or whatever. So at a young age, it's like 9, 8, we playing, but we actually fighting with the Jews. You know what I'm saying? I got jumped by the Jews.
Oh, they fighting y'all back in like that? Oh, they ain't soft?
Yeah, it was riots and all kind of shit. But I wasn't in like none of the big riots. It was just regular neighborhood stuff, you know what I'm saying? But
it trickled down to the kids.
Oh yeah, definitely.
From the adults to the kids.
Definitely. Then from there, my mom's seen an opportunity to move. So before she actually moved, my pops, he was always in my life. So my pops wanted to build a relationship with his kids, like a more solid relationship in the same household. You know what I mean? So from there, we moved to Savannah, Georgia. So I moved to Savannah, Georgia from there. You know what I mean? So we stayed in Savannah, Georgia for like a year. So I went to elementary school out there, getting in trouble, same shit, Brooklyn to Crown Heights, you know what I'm saying? My sister still got to come get me from class. They're like, your brother doing this, he doing that. My younger sister, she got to come get me, you know what I'm saying?
Elementary.
I mean,
that was wild.
You know what I'm saying? So, fights and just crazy stuff. So we lay there. Then eventually my mother was like, all right, I'm ready for the kids to come back. You know how moms is. Ready for the kids to come back. So my pops, he was a little upset at the time, because at that time he's building a family structure. You know what I mean? Like,
he was serious about that.
Yeah. So, you got the house, you know what I'm saying? Good neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
And that was rare in that time, right? Like, I remember, like, late 80s, early 90s, like, it wasn't a lot of fathers in the house. Like, it was,
nah, definitely. Definitely not.
You to how that was, like,
right.
That had to give you, like, a crazy foundation.
Oh man, it was a beautiful balance. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a beautiful balance. My mom's side was a little bit of harder struggle. Can't take nothing away from her. She always worked numerous jobs just to, maintain. My pops always was that hustler. Always had businesses, always had a hustle going. So he created that balance. You know what I mean?
So that's where you got it from.
Definitely, man. Definitely. He always had a truck. You know what I'm saying? He used to sell fruit. You know, pretty much everything he did, I find myself doing now. You know what I'm saying? I find myself doing now, of course, to a different level, but it's the same thing. Like, he had a clothing store, he had a shoe store. I sell whatever I touch, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So just a repeated process. You know, he actually showed me how to sell lemonade. I always tell people that story. I sold lemonade when I was like 11 years old, had a lemonade stand, like you see on TV.
Put that hustle on you early.
Right. People pulling up to me, buying lemonade cups and stuff. It was interesting, you know. But it's funny though, right? Because when I was in New York, you know, and I've always been back and forth to New York, so my story is gonna always be back and forth because I always back and forth.
Still to this day, right?
Definitely. But even in New York though, I wanted to. I always laugh at it. I wanted to be a gas pump attendant.
That's some up top shit,
bruh. Because at a young age, I see that these gas attendants, they get money, cash. So I'm thinking it's they cash. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But you getting gas, you just paying them. They put the cash in their pocket, and then I think
they taking all that cash.
I'm like, damn, they getting money from pumping gas. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to pump gas. Right. You know, of course, as you get older, you realize like it ain't their money. So right then and there, I already knew I was trying to get some money. Yeah.
So how did you make your way to the city, to Richmond?
So my pops, I was living with my pops in Savannah, Georgia, and then my mother was like, we want the kids back. So I'm thinking I'm going back to New York. I come up to here, and I pull up in Richmond, Virginia, and all I know is I'm like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying?
What was your first like thought of Richmond when you got here? Like,
I'm back in Brooklyn.
You felt like it was a city.
Yeah, I'm back in Brooklyn.
Because a lot of people from up top think it's country. So I was like,
nah, I was a kid, so you got to understand. Like,
but it gave you that city vibe when you got here.
Yeah, Brooklyn vibe. I'm gonna say city vibe. It gave me the Brooklyn vibe because I moved straight to Mosby.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's from Brooklyn to Savannah to Mosby.
What year did you move to Mosby?
I moved to Mosby and I was probably like 11, something like that, 10 or 11.
What year was this?
Shit, probably like 90 something.
90 something. That's crazy.
Yeah, 1302 Coulter Street. I'll never forget it.
Here apartments.
Yeah, I pulled up through that thing, man. I'm looking. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this shit?
What was the apartments back then, man? Because I'm from Mosby, but I didn't go up the apartments too much back then.
Right.
Like, we stayed down Accommodation Street, so we didn't really go up there. So
right. No, it was wild, man. But it was fun though. It was a fun wild, you know what I'm saying? Because in Mosby, it was just, we was wilding, of course. When I say wilding, like at that point of time in my life, it wasn't like all street shit, like all crazy street shit. It was football. It was fighting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was fucking people cars up, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
Big football games on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Behind the school.
You know, of course, shootouts and shit like that, but I wasn't indulging in them in shootouts, you know what I'm saying? It was more like sports, getting to know the neighborhood, people embracing me, everybody calling me.
That was ready to be my next question. Like, how fast because Mosby is like real family oriented. Like, we don't embrace strangers that well.
No, I got into a couple of fights. I ain't got to say who I got in fights with at that time, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely got into a couple of fights. Not being from there, you know, walking from Mosby Middle School, that was one of the longest walks at that time.
You had to look over your shoulder walking home from school.
Walking up that hill from Mosby Middle School, that was a long walk because everybody's standing out there just waiting for you.
Waiting for somebody, waiting for a stranger.
Right.
Somebody who, you know, a stranger to target.
So, you know, I got to fighting a couple of times. You know, probably even ran once. Like, hold on, man, I got to get up out of here. What you know what I'm saying? What's going on?
I'm telling you,
know what I'm saying? After that, you know, I don't want no more running after that. It was like, man, we got to stay here and brawl.
Yeah, you got to fight back. Like, that's when it stopped.
Right. Because you got to think, not knowing nobody.
Because I was born in Mosby. I moved to Hillside. When I came back to Mosby, I was in the 6th grade. And I went through that for about maybe half a school year. But it just got to the point where you can't run. You got to fight.
Got to.
Once you fight, it's like, oh, then we ain't messing with him no more. We're gonna find somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, facts. And then from there, I just blended in with everybody, and I was just embraced, man. That was another good thing. I was just embraced by the original people that was actually born there. You know what I'm saying? and they just took me in, and to this day, it's just always love.
Yeah,
I could be going 8 years, 5 years, 2 years, moving around, just come back. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what you been doing? You know, so it's definitely a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people can't do that.
So you got a lot going on, man. You got a book.
Also live in Jersey too. I lived in Irvington, New Jersey, borderline of Irvington and in Newark. I went to Irvington High School, so got in a lot of fights out there. You know what I'm saying? I was always just like fighting and stuff, man. Like a lot of people don't know that, but I came up fighting a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been a loner, so I'm always migrating into other people's neighborhood. Not knowing nobody.
Fight your way out.
Right. And being a jokester on top of that.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody and you joking with it.
Fuck yeah. I'm a joke with you. You gotta punch me in my shit. At that time, you definitely gotta punch me in my shit. Cause I'm going overboard.
You always had, even as a young, you probably had a little size on you too, right?
No, I was skinny, man. I was skinny. I was always slim, skinny, you know what I'm saying? I just started gaining a little weight over the last couple of years and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was definitely a slim dude, you know. But the love overpowered everything. So even though I was joking and fighting, like the love overpowered everything.
Yeah, that
once
come
person
with time.
get to know me, right?
Yeah, that come with time.
Right.
It's definitely once you become familiar around the way, man, it's definitely like a real family type of vibe. Like, man, we got a lot to unpack, man. You got a book out. You do gold grills or any kind of grills. Basically.
Right.
Not just gold. I ain't mean to say gold. All grills.
Yeah.
Grills. You fix credit. You drive tractor trailers. You are responsible for the Richmond documentary.
Right.
Starring me.
Right.
Nah, I won't star him, but I'm on that joint though.
Right. Man,
How does it feel to be on the other side of the camera though? Like I've seen you interview and talk to people all over the city, but I never, this exclusive right here.
Right.
Nobody's ever interviewed you or just kicked it with you. Like,
I don't know, man. A lot of people don't know how to take me.
I can relate.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to take me. It's like they see me doing so much and they try to figure out how this guy always doing something. You know what I mean? Like, so for you to stay on me about an interview, because you know you had to hit me a couple of times, like, yo, bro, let's do the interview.
You ain't have to tell me.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's love though, because you know what I mean. I fuck with you. That let me know like you genuinely fuck with me outside of the streets. It's like you want to get to know me on another level. You know what I'm saying?
I'm into mysterious people. Like you got a little mystery about yourself. I always hear you doing so much shit.
Right.
You know, talk to damn near everybody in this city. As far as you had conversations, you did a documentary.
Right.
Like you was always on the other side of the camera.
Right.
You know what I mean? Asking the questions and getting to know people. Right. But I've never seen nobody say, man, let me see what's up with him.
Right. It's a lot of people they just don't know how to approach me, you know what I'm saying? And the people that do, they just like you, bro, let me get, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do another interview. You know what I'm saying? You broke the ice. I gotta do another interview with another podcast coming up. But a lot of people just don't know how to approach me. They think I got it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? They think I don't need them or whatever the case may be. You know, he be doing the interviews and stuff, so he don't need the interview. You know, I don't know. I can't really get into another person's mind. But all I can see is people don't know how to take me. That's it. They know what they see on the surface, and that's it. When you see me, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm down, I'm up. Like they don't really
we met, bro. But I never got that vibe. I don't remember when we met, honestly.
Right.
But I never got that vibe. Like,
right.
I do remember. Damn, I really don't remember.
Right. Shit, it was in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like you was doing your grind, and we just started networking through mutual people, realizing we was from the same neighborhood. But it was that genuine conversation.
That gap, I got that 10-year gap. I left the street, so a lot of like.
Right. And then you see me doing certain stuff, and I seen you writing.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's that like-minded there. You know what I'm saying? It's that we got something in common type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, people link when they got something in common. You know what I'm saying? It's very. You
might have reached out to me when you was ready to publish Deeper Than Cash.
I definitely
could have started a relationship. I don't know.
No, it was before then because I knew you did books.
Or maybe you just bought books from me.
I brought some books from you too, and we had conversations. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And again, we from the same neighborhood. We start talking. You know this person? Oh yeah, hell yeah, I know that person.
I put those old Mosby pictures up. You said, "Oh, you really from Mosby?"
Right.
Yeah, I'm really like an original Mosby.
You You know what I'm saying? So it was love. You know what I'm saying? Then I seen what you was doing, and then I wanted to write a book from my experiences in life with the credit for the last 12 years now. I've been doing credit helping.
You want to talk about that a little bit, man? Like,
yeah, whatever you want to touch on, we could go whatever you want to do.
What's the key to good credit, man? We had an episode a couple weeks ago, man. I was like, man, the best way to fix your credit is to pay them people. You agree? Or
Nah. A lot of people get it confused with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really paying is great. You got to pay on time. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay on time. It's just like building a relationship with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in the streets or whatever. Like, if you don't, I'm gonna give you something. If you don't pay me back, then I ain't messing with you.
Give you nothing.
You see what I mean? Right. So it's the same thing with credit. So you got to pay your bills on time, but that's not the number one thing with credit. You see what I'm saying? As far as like, it's so many different aspects. Like, what do you actually want me to tell? You just want me to just kind of give like a overview? I come to
you and I got
because there's so many different aspects.
I'm gonna put it to you like, let's say you get a person that come to you, they got 2 accounts in collections. Credit score 540. They got about 8 accounts that they are paying on time. Like, what would you like? What was the first thing you would notice in that particular situation? The first thing you would tell them, like, their credit score 5 something, they want to get it to 7.
Okay, so everybody's situation is different. So I heard what you said. I definitely heard what you said, you know what I mean? But just to give the correct breakdown, right, so I could touch on that and then touch on.
You know better than me. That was just a
scenario. Right. So always tell people you got to pull your credit first, you know what I'm saying? So you got your FICO score, then you got your Vantage. You know what I'm saying? Your FICO score is what matters. You see what I mean? Then you got your Vantage score. So people might be like, what's the Vantage score? The Vantage score is ran by the 3 credit bureaus. They created that. They came up with that to get some money to go against the FICO. You see what I'm saying? So the banks use FICO score. You know what I'm saying? Few lending institutions use the Vantage score till today in 2024. You see what I'm saying? So the Vantage score is like that's FICO. That's FICO and the Vantage score, but the Vantage score is more like a Credit Karma score.
Okay.
You know, somebody be like, I know my credit, and they be like,
Credit Karma.
Go to Credit Karma. That's not your real score. So a person would get it confused.
Credit score always be different.
Well, you got the big three, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. You know, plus you got a couple of other ones that we know. Again, that's a whole another conversation, but we'll focus on the big three. You know, the big three is those, but both of them creates a Vantage score and a FICO score. But the Vantage score is misleading. You know, a lot of banks even put that on their website where you can check your credit for free or whatever the case may be. But it's not the actual score that lenders will use. So just to backtrack a little bit.
What's the point of it then?
It's to go against the FICO score so they could get more money.
So they can charge you a higher interest rate?
Nah, it's pretty much like you got work, I got work, right? Now, I got work. I'm FICO. I got work. I've been getting money for years, right? Now, you see that FICO, me, is getting money. You hit up yourself and you call 2 other people that's getting money like, hey, look, I know we in the same field, we don't work together, but on this, let's work together. So we could go against this guy over here that's been getting money for years. You see what I'm saying? So they created another scoring model, which is the Vantage score. You see what I'm saying? And over time, a couple of banks and financial institutions, they will use that score, but 90%, 95% uses FICO. So they still up for a challenge. You see what I'm saying?
Like BMW or you go to
those type of places.
Dealer, they're going to use FICO.
They're going to use FICO. You see what I'm saying? So it's misleading. So I tell people to always pull your credit first. You know what I'm saying? See what you got going on. Make sure you pull your FICO score. Right now to the day, mostly uses FICO 8. It's different versions of FICO. You know what I'm saying? FICO 8, FICO 9. You know, you got 10, 7. It's just different scoring models. But the majority use
FICO, don't
Capital One can use a FICO or they can use a Vantage score. They on their website.
I think it say FICO on the website.
If you read in the fine print, it might say Vantage score 3.0. It's misleading. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like Wells Fargo use a FICO 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different algorithms. You know what I mean? Some might take hospital bills more into consideration, and then the other one may not. So it's just different algorithms, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, once you get your FICO score, you know, you have a general idea of where you're at. You know what I'm saying? So you pull your credit score, you see what you got going on, you dispute your negative items, and that's where a lot of people get lost at. A lot of people.
Yeah, because that just seemed like it never works. Or maybe you just got to know, you don't know what you're doing.
Right. It's a hit or miss. Like anybody could dispute items. You see what I'm saying? Like anybody could dispute items. It's what happens after them items don't come off your credit report, where you get stuck. You're like, oh, I've been disputing for months and years. Some people pay companies. All companies do is dispute, and they charge you $100 a month, $100 a month, $100 a month, $100 a month. And you might get 2 things off in 6 months. And you're like, man, I ain't paying them no more. They already got their money out of you. You see what I'm saying? So it's what happens after the dispute process when nothing comes off, and that's when the strategy comes in play. You see what I'm saying? You got to have that strategy. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to build credit.
That's what's in the book, the strategy.
Yeah.
That book, Deeper Than Cash, that's where the strategy is.
Yeah, you definitely.
We ain't got enough time on the podcast to give you the strategy. So
right. So you definitely got to dispute. I want you, and then after that, you know. I
want you to tell me about this rumor. Tell me if it's true or false. Never pay debt collectors. Or like when your debt go into collections.
Right.
Should you pay them, or like, because you got people out here saying never pay collections off. If your account go into collections, don't pay them. And they all over social media.
There's a lot of false information out there. You know what I mean? It's a lot of false information. So, depending on the situation, no, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay a collection company. It depends on what you're trying to do. You know, if you're trying to get a house in the next 2 months, then you might want to pay that collection off. You see what I'm saying? If you're not trying to get a house in 2 months, then you might have a little more time that you can dispute it. You can keep going back disputing it, you know, finding loopholes where they went wrong at, and then eventually it will come off. So a lot of people say don't pay a collection company, because what happens is most of the time that a collection company, once you got a collection on your credit report, it already did damage to your credit report. Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's
the damage still there, right?
Right. The damage still is. So most of the time when you pay a collection company, you want to do a pay and delete.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So a pay and delete pretty much is like, hey, look, if I give you, first you negotiate something with them. If it's $5,000, then they'll say, give me $3,000. And I would delete this from your credit report.
Yeah, you did. And this is facts because he did it for me. I had some in collections about 5 years ago, and it's like, make sure you ask for a pay and delete.
Right, because it don't make sense if you pay it and then they don't delete it, and that's what kill people. So a lot of people come to them and they ask for help, and they be like, man, I done paid all of this off, and it still ain't go nowhere, because you shouldn't have paid it. See, everybody's situation is different. Right. You shouldn't have paid it because you did it wrong by going about paying it. Right. You see what I mean? So, no, it's not good to pay collection companies. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of them people buy debt, and they're not the original holders of the debt. You see what I'm saying? But
they're not.
Right. But depending on your situation and what you're trying to do, then go ahead and just pay them people. That way it can show paid. You know, if that particular bank you're trying to get a house or something like that, then that bank will see that you actually paid that creditor in full, and they'll be like, okay, that debt is good.
Delete, the bank can still see it, but they'll just see it as paid, or they won't.
Well, the lender, a pay and delete, it ain't gonna even show up on there. Right. So the bank will never see it.
Mine don't show up.
Right. The bank will never see it. The lender will never see it. Now, if you pay it and it's just say paid in full, you know, down to a zero balance, they're gonna still see all of them late payments.
Right.
And that's what gets you. But if you do a pay and delete, they ain't gonna see none of the late payments.
Last time I checked my score, it said collections 0.
Right. And they can go a little deeper into collections, but I just leave it right there and keep it simplistic as possible. But it's a little tricky, man. It's big business.
Yeah, definitely.
It's big business, because one person to buy it, you'll dispute it. By then they sold it to another creditor, then they throw it back on there. You see what I'm saying? So, you know,
a lot of games.
Yeah. It's a lot of loopholes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of laws that you can use, you know, to do it. A lot of people do different laws and stuff like that. But I keep it real simple.
I want to move into the documentary, man. what inspired that? Like for you to say, I wanna paint this picture of Richmond and show a different view of Richmond from different perspectives. You had everybody different. You had different perspectives all over the document.
Right.
We only got part 1, and I'm pressing him for part 2. So just to let y'all know, but I can't wait for part 2 to come out. But what was the inspiration behind that?
At that time and still today, it's a lot of murders. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of unsenseless murders.
This was during COVID.
Right. Crime. You know, it's been going on for years, but man, when I did that document, I'm talking about that was that month or two. It was like a murder every week.
Man, it was going crazy.
It was like a murder every week. And I'm like, damn, how can I tap into this? Because, you know, I've always been doing the street DVDs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm known for the street DVDs and always being in the neighborhoods, but now it's a different generation. You see what I'm saying? So I had to tap in to into the new generation, you know, and hit some of the OGs and be like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna come into your neighborhood. Who you got? Where I can, you know, chop it up with and stuff like that. And I got some people lined up for part 2. But I started with part 1 with the people I knew first. You always start where you at, you know what I'm saying? So I started with the people I knew first.
Same thing with the podcast. I'm going straight to my guys. Like, man, you gonna break the ice.
Right. So looking from the outside in, a lot of people got their own perspective. I want to get the people perspective that's really in it. Right. That's really, you know, still living that life, and, you know, people that's out of the life that been through it as well, and to get their perspective on it too. So that way people that never lived in those particular environments, they wouldn't just assume something. Right. You know what I mean? It's like
it'd be a lot of assumptions when it comes to the hood. Like,
right. A lot of people.
Because ain't nobody really trying to come around the hood unless they from the hood. So
all
they can do is sit on the outside and look in and assume the worst.
And that's the best thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Me, I always move. It's crazy. Me and my man was just talking about this. Me and my homeboy Dutch, Vaughn Dutch, you know, shout out to Dutch, because we just had a conversation. He was like, man,
that's my dog right there.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we just touched on this and it just sparked our conversation that we had. And then he was just like, man, remember when you was taking me in different neighborhoods with the DVDs, and we ain't care. Like, we was just jumping out in different neighborhoods. I always moved. Yeah. Like, I took my he always gave me my love for that. Like, bro, like, we did so much and we went so many different places filming DVDs and getting other people. So I say that to say, like, I never move in fear. Now I move a little wiser, because not moving in fear also got me in different situations, and thank God I'm still here. But I never moved in fear, so it's like, I don't care who hood it is, what's going on, like, I'm going in there. Yeah, I'm going in there. And then with the camera, people embrace you a little differently, because they like, okay, he got a camera, he actually doing something. So they intend to open up their door just a little bit.
Yeah, people love that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Back then when they had, you had Smack DVD, you had hood to hood DVDs, you had all these. So I didn't want to do that in the city. I know they was like, oh yes sir, we've been waiting on that.
Right. So I just wanted to give a real perspective, so people don't got to judge what these kids is going through, because they don't know, like, everybody's household is totally different. And they don't know that. They just see people out there shooting, robbing, and stealing, and selling dope and whatever. But they don't understand, like, some of these kids really, really got to do that shit. Like, they really, really got to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just do it just because, you know what I'm saying, because it's a fad or whatever. But some people really got to live that life. And my goal, you know, is to show people, like, look, you don't just have to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ways to hustle.
Yeah, this is our goal too, man. Like, that's the whole reason behind the podcast, to tell stories,
right?
And to just show people, like, man, look at this dude, look at this guy, look at this female, like, look at this woman.
Right?
They doing stuff different. There's different stuff going on in the world, man. If you don't reach out and see and try, you gotta at least try, man. Like,
a lot of people don't know.
I failed at a lot of stuff, man, but the experience,
So it's not really failure,
right?
You know what I mean?
When the numbers, when you look at the bottom line, you know what I mean. But the experience was priceless,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, it's just really helped me grow.
So
what type of feedback did you get back from the DVD?
A lot of good feedback, man. A lot of good feedback. Like I say, it's just so many different aspects. You know, you got people on government assistance. You know, you getting their perspective on, you know, how they feel about the government and different things like that. People watching it, saying, "Hey, I was there at one point." Then you got some people saying like they need to get off their ass and go get it. You see what I'm saying?
We talked about. I think when you interviewed me, we talked about the catch-22 where people was in position where if they go get a job, they're gonna automatically lose the benefits.
Yep.
The job won't pay enough for the rent that's gonna go up. Because once you get a job, you live in the projects, your rent gonna be crazy.
Right.
So it just was like I remember my mom going through that like at a young age. Like I want to work, but if I go work, I gotta find somewhere else to live.
Right. I just think there's a thin line with that. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, either you gonna get it or you ain't gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? Like either you gonna settle for what they give you or whoever give you, or you gonna find a way out. That's my whole
use it as a stepping stone and build a plan to get out of there. Like you can't like I think a lot of people look at it from a fear perspective. They don't even try. Like they like, man, I gotta. If I do this, this gonna happen. You know what I mean? And they just freeze instead of saying, well, look, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna put this bread up. I don't give a fuck if it's $20 a week. Just have a plan. At some point, you're gonna look up and you're gonna be in a position to where you can move out or you can do something different.
A lot of people just scared, man. They scared. They comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They got a sense of complacency, you know, they just scared, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is like if you don't grow, you're gonna die. So it's sad to say like a lot of people gonna die in those situations because of they fear, you know what I mean? So I inspire anybody that's watching this right now, like no matter what situation you in, if you're in the hood, you're in the projects, you're getting government assistance, you're getting whatever, like it's always a way out. It's just about how bad you want it. Right. Point blank period, you know what I'm saying? My mom showed me that, so it's just about how bad you want it. You know what I'm saying? We went from project to project, bullets flying through the window. You know what I'm saying? I went from, like I just said, went from Brooklyn, Savannah, Georgia, you know, the good life, back to Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Back to Richmond, Virginia, you know what I'm saying? From Mosby to Blackwell, you know what I'm saying? From Blackwell to Ratcliffe, you know what I'm saying? So I done lived in so many different neighborhoods in Richmond. Like, that's a blessing too, you know what I'm saying? But again, I say that to say, like, if she would have just been complacent and stopped, ain't no telling, I probably wouldn't even be having this conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably wouldn't having this conversation because I'd have been stuck in one mindset. Having a father, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not there all the time, and then our environment make us too. You know what I'm saying? So my environment play a big part on my character. So if I wasn't strong mentally, ain't no telling where I would have been. Because you got everybody right here selling dope and they shooting and they robbing. I'm indulging in that shit too. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I got a sense of balance because I'm like, damn, I don't want to go too deep because I got this person in my ear too. You know what I'm saying? So you find that balance.
Like the people you don't want to disappoint.
Right. Then I got dreams too. So you gotta weigh it out. You know what I mean? So it's just been a blessing.
A dream, man. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, shit for real. So
you're passionate about the dream. You gonna chase it down, man. Like,
right.
For real. No matter how hard it is.
Right. It took my father to die for me to change. So, you know, sometimes it takes something detrimental for you to change. You know what I'm saying? My father died in 2012. That's when I really changed. Like, other than that, like, I never kept a job. You know what I'm saying? Always just street hustle. You know what I'm saying? Anything I touch, I sold. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you know, and I survived like that for years. Took care of my family like that for years. You know what I'm saying? My father always looked at me like, what you doing? You know, my mom, she's just, you know, she's just my backbone. She like, hey, don't be doing that, but she like, whatever, you know what I mean? She with it, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, she don't agree to certain shit, but she like, you all right, as long as you all right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pop's like, I got this going on, but you over here doing music and you doing this other shit, like, what's like, the fuck is you doing? You on the corner, he ride by in the Cadillac, I'm on the corner, smoking, chilling, you know what I'm saying? He just shake his head like, God damn, my nigga, like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it wasted a lot of time. I ain't gonna say wasted a lot of time, but you know, it was a lot of time.
Experiences, honestly. Like, it's just growth, man. That's how growth look.
Right.
It's ugly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's good though.
A lot of times people see the finished product and they don't think there's no story behind it. They think you just popped up one day and had success.
A lot of people don't even know, like, even with the DVDs, and then when I first came back to Richmond, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had the camera, you know what I'm saying? I picked up the camera. I was like, man, I'm going to do this, you know what I'm saying? And I just started calling people. I see you doing shows, I'm calling you, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of promoters in the city. At that time, I was the only person doing it. So they embraced me because it's not beneficial just to me. It's beneficial to you and your business too. Because once I drop the DVD, they see you moving. So I'm making everybody like hood famous for real. You see what I'm saying? You know, may he rest in peace, Baby Charles. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the people that embraced me too. You know what I'm saying? BYC Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him his flowers. You know, that's my dog. Like, you know, he was one of the first people that I seen with tour buses and doing big shows. And, you know what I'm saying? I hit him like, hey, bro, like, what you doing? I met him through one of my guys at the time. And he was like, sure, you can fuck with me. We doing this and we doing that, you know. He just took me in. I'm just filming. We going state to state. We doing shit, just stuff like that. Yeah. At that time, Colleen was a major person too. There's a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying, gonna get into it.
Colleen
if you know,
with the promotion.
Show me support, you know what I'm saying? I love you for that. I ain't gotta keep, you know, going too many names, but it was only a few people at that time coming up that was real heavy, and they embraced me, you know, on my journey, and at the same time it benefited them too as well once they seen the end result. So, you know what I'm saying?
Coming from that DVD era, how you feel about social media now?
I wish we would have had it back then, cause man, I definitely would have I definitely would have been. I was just always ahead of my time, me personally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me and my team. You know what I'm saying? Just
burning CD discs like
man,
1,000, 2,000.
Man, I used to sit in my barbershop and just 2 and 3 duplicators, and I'm sitting there burning. I might got, you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2 of my homeboys helping me or whatever the case may be, and we just sitting there burning up. You know what I'm saying? DVDs and stuff like that. You know, one of my niggas that used to help me a lot too is Boo Love. We used to sit in there, you know what I'm saying? He just package joints.
Shout out Boo Love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Certain people be like right there, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole team supported me, but it's certain people that was hands on right there, like in the mix, helping doing certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? So if I ain't saying all your names, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know it's love. But yeah, I used to sit there and just package all that shit up, shrink wrap it, make it look like this, you know what I'm saying, and go sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Got covers and
everything, graphic, everything. You know what I'm saying? String wrap it, hit the streets.
You had the Black Hoodie movie.
Yeah, that was the first movie.
I was locked up during that time. The Black Hoodie.
Yeah, that's a legend.
But you're working on a new film now, right?
Yeah, for my partner, for one of my guys, Artiste. You know what I'm saying? Do the Most. We call him Do the Most. You know what I'm saying? One of my Coke Boy members, you know what I'm saying? My Coke Boy family.
From the city?
Nah, he originally from New York, but he in Charlotte. So, you know, he did some time or whatever the case may be, and then he ended up wanting to do a book, you know what I'm saying? So he did a book, and then, you know, I guess his thoughts was running, and he hit me up like, hey, yo, D, I want to shoot a movie. Like, I thought of you, you know.
Right.
I seen his vision. I respected what he was doing, and I'm like, shit, let's do it. So I called my team up.
It looked interesting. Is it the whole movie out yet?
We finished it. It's not out yet.
Okay, because I did see
as of right now, January. You know, it ain't 2024. You watching this? It ain't out right now, but it will be out 2024. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's called Plot to the Praying Eyes.
Yeah, it looked interesting. The small clip that you put out.
Yeah.
That's the same movie, bro.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I'm making sure I'm on
Yep. I got my, like I said, got my Coke Boy family in it. It's Artiste movie, Do the Most, you know what I'm saying? We got our Coke Boy Boot City in it.
You had your son in the movie, then.
French and them supposed to get in it, you know, getting in it. Just a lot of, you know, people got in it. Mr. Cheeks, got a couple of people in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dope, you know what I'm saying? Me and my team filmed it.
You did a movie with your son, or a series or something with your son?
Yeah.
I know I'm on tripping. I think I seen this years ago.
Yeah. My son could act, man. You know,
he did a good job.
He real talented. Him and my nephew, man, they real talented, but it ain't, you know, they just gifted to do it. It ain't nothing that they really, really want to do. So I use them to practice at the same time, you know what I'm saying? They support, like, all right, Dad, whatever you want to do, we do it. You know what I'm saying? But it came out good, and it just you know, made me better, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Damn, that's all right, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, we picked that camera up, man. We went and shot that movie, man. Shout out to my partner Mo, man. My guy Dre. You know, hit him up, said let's go shoot this movie.
Did you shoot some of it in Richmond, or all of it was shot?
Nah. They want to shoot some. They want to shoot some in Richmond, but you know, it's just time, and I'm just like, let's focus on the main stuff first, and if we get opportunity to shoot in Richmond, then we'll just shoot something in Richmond for that particular movie.
You ever had any moments experience with like the business part of movies, like far as directors or production companies, executives, like you got any experience with that, or like you just film and say I'm gonna put this out? Like,
Yeah, man, I just be independent. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
At the end of the day, like, yeah, I just do it. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, I don't make a whole lot of money doing movies and stuff like that. It's just something I love, you know what I'm saying? You get the love and respect from it. You know, people actually, as fans, and they tune in and they watch the joint, you know what I'm saying? But I don't get monetized on YouTube and nothing like that, because before I didn't really understand YouTube, stuff like that.
The documentary doing numbers.
Right. But
And
again,
people
it's
starting to walk
not,
up on me like, yo, I know you from somewhere.
Right.
And it ain't this because we just started this. So it's
Right.
like,
No, it definitely opened up doors. Like other
walking
people
up on me, bro, like left and right, like, I know you, bro. Like, nah, you don't know me.
Yeah,
It's like, nah, I know you, bro.
Yeah, it's a love thing. Now we starting to monetize. Like I had a website at one time, thebillionDollarPlug.com, but it just kept messing up. Spent thousands of dollars and it just kept messing up. But
What
it's
was you
about
trying to do with the website?
it's about controlling your narrative and your product. So at the end of the day, you know, it was set up like a Netflix, but it just kept messing up. You know what I'm saying? So that was a
go
way
to your website and just watch the movie.
watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? That was a way for me to generate some money.
Right.
Just kept messing up. So I let it sit for a minute. And then over time, I kind of just took it down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared to start over. I just took it down. And now I'm about to put up another one. So me and my team, whoever else I work with, could actually eat this go around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people depend on me, so I just want to make sure this go around, I do it right. That way everybody could eat. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts. Ain't nothing like being able to feed everybody off a situation.
right. That's always been a dream of mine.
Have
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
around you eating,
Right.
happy, and being able to do what they want to do with their life. You know what I mean?
Definitely. It's always been a dream. So
What made you get into So you got so much going on. I'm trying to get a little bit of all of it.
let's talk about it.
Grills,
Vibing.
like,
I'm just an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? Like I sell. Like that's what I do. I sell. You know what I'm saying? Like credit and all like all that's a plus. I got into credit. I learned it. You know what I'm saying? I try to help as many people, educate as many people as I could. You know,
who wakes up one day and say, "Man, I'm gonna sell grills"?
I seen it was
The
an
opportunity
opportunity.
had it. Like, so where did it come from? Like,
I had a website called Shoppers Crush. So me and my brother bought a trailer, and I wanted to do a mobile store because I always
the
sell.
trailer up off of Richmond right go
Right. So I bought the trailer.
Post up with you.
Right. I went in there. I remodeled the trailer by myself. My son helped me put some sheetrock up. You know what I'm saying? I went in there. I did that. It was a mobile store. You know what I'm saying? I made money. You know what I'm saying? I definitely made money. But then, you know, I seen my stepson had some grills. I was like, damn, I used to have grills all the time. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of pair of diamonds, losing them. All kind, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I get some grills. So I started doing research. Where the plug at for the grills? I just started searching, seeking, you shall find. I found the plug. I got the plug on the grills. Better than mall prices, you know what I'm saying?
And it's probably like
7 days you get your grills.
hard. We just don't think about looking for stuff like that. Like,
seek and you shall find. That's a real saying. Like I ran through a lot of companies though that's be trying to get over, and I'm like, it's got to be a better price. There's no way I can make money doing this.
Right.
I just kept searching and kept searching. So I found the plug. You know what I'm saying? Give me $2, you can sell them for $6. Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is make the mold and I give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing. You know, I don't focus on it, but a lot of people, if you know I do certain stuff, then you come
like,
to me and you'll be like, you still doing grills? Let me get some grills. Yeah, I got some grills.
passive income, right?
That's it.
Like you always got something going on, and
Right.
even if you don't promote it, it's still gonna be that day when somebody call. Like people still like, I don't really promote my sweatsuits no more, but I got a call yesterday like, yo, I need this color sweatsuit
Because they know that's what you do.
like,
You know, the day you be like, nah, that's the day they like, oh well, shit, they ain't gonna never call you again.
right.
You know what I mean?
I never say no. I haven't been promoting it. I haven't been like storing multiple color sweatsuits. Like,
Right.
I just ain't been.
I sell,
it.
man.
Yeah,
I sell. Like I sell.
It's
I sell
always
everything.
good to just have ways to make money, man.
Right. Even touching in real estate, you know what I'm saying? I taught myself real estate. A lot of stuff I'm self-taught.
You do real estate too?
Yeah, I dabbed in it. Yeah, hell yeah. I taught myself that.
I know that.
Yeah. I brought some property, sold some property, all self-taught. I call it experimenting. So I'm getting back into that now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like zooming in on that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
first it was just like, let me see if I
like
can,
a
if it can work.
house, a rebuild house, or what you do?
Yeah. I bought a multifamily house.
They said that's the best ones to buy.
Yep. I bought a multifamily house. You know, and I flipped it. I did what I did, but I used credit. So it was all practicing for me. It was experimenting for me. You see what I'm saying?
So use the credit, use somebody else's money, bought a house, you had to fix it up.
Yep.
And then you sold it and you paid your creditor back.
Right.
And you kept the profit.
I kept the profit.
It's a hustler for you, boy. That's that shit.
You know, but it was an experiment, so it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, let me just see if I can find some property. You know, when I just going out practicing. You know what I'm saying? My girl was walking around, and I was like, come on, let's just ride around, see some practice. You know, I'm rocking, she rolling, so she was like, yeah, all right, that's what's up. Come on, ooh. Went out, boom, looked at a couple of properties. We walked some property. I'm practicing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That somebody I knew happened to just come to me and was like, look, you looking at these, but I got one right now that's off the market. Boom, for X amount of dollars. You can get it right now. You know what I'm saying? She told me the price. It was unbelievable. You know, I hit up my big bro, ran it by him. He was like, it's solid. I was like, all right, boom. I paid for it. Use credit. I paid for it. I had a line of credit, so I teach you how to get a line of credit. So a line of credit is like cash. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a credit card. It's like cash in the bank. You see what I'm saying? So I used a line of credit, went in there, got the money, boom, paid for the house, control the property.
I know the credit union get out lines of credit. They gave me like a line of credit.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really hear too many banks. But I didn't hear about too many other banks doing that. Like,
Yeah. All banks give you lines of credit. Most of them, you know what I'm saying? It's just another product. You know what I'm saying?
Still like the same process as getting a credit card.
You could buy property with a credit card. A lot of people don't know. You could buy property with a credit card.
You got enough on your limit.
Facts.
Reach.
Facts.
Your limit don't reach.
Right. If they go for it and they like, yeah, you can purchase it with it. Yeah, some people do. Some people like, nah, we want hard money. You know what I'm saying? We want some money, something tangible. Then all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But some
once
people
you
let you
spend
buy
your
it.
credit card with them, it's not credit anymore. It's cash, right?
No, I mean it's still credit. Like everything is credit.
No, I'm talking about if I use my credit card and I spend $50 with you.
Yeah, it's still credit.
It's not credit for you. It's $50.
It's still credit. It's still credit. It's still credit. It's only cash until you actually cash it out. So most people, when you swipe, it's like
Yeah, I'm learning some new shit.
Yeah. I got an idea what you're saying is like, I got a product. You spend $50 with me on the credit card,
right,
and then it goes into my bank, but it's still just sitting there. It's still credit until I cash it out, until I actually take the money out the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So it's still just sitting. It's still sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Because I might transfer that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So it's just literally just sitting there. It's not cash until I actually go to the ATM and take the money out. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It ain't liquid.
It ain't liquid.
But
right.
I was saying, like, I thought you were saying it's like your credit. Like, my credit ain't your credit. It's cash once you get it. Once I swipe my credit card with you,
yeah,
you got $50.
Depending on what I do
go
with
to your
it.
ATM and take it out cash. Like,
right. Depending on what I do with it.
Yeah, that's all I was saying.
If I transfer it, then I never got the cash. I just transfer it right back to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about the state of the city, man. In your opinion, man, you've been all over the city. I think I asked every guest this question.
Right.
Where do you see Richmond? Decline, flat, or inclining? Like, do you see us rising? Are we stuck in the same position, or are we falling?
It just depends on your mindset and where you at.
I mean the city as a whole.
Now the city overall is definitely growing.
Right.
Richmond is definitely growing. You know what I'm saying? They building every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely building. You see apartment buildings going up. You know, new businesses opening up. Some is closing.
It's
a lot of people migrating.
There's a lot of black business owners downtown now. Like, you didn't see that back in the day.
Right.
Seen a lot of Asians back in the day. Now you
right.
you got black owners downtown owning stuff. Even the shoe stores.
Right.
You know, people got their own clothing stores down there.
No, it's definitely growing. It's definitely growing. If you can't see it's growing, then you definitely sleep.
I think it's growing. I still had to ask you though.
Nah. It's definitely growing.
You know, you got a different perspective than me. You probably
Right.
I'm antisocial, man. Like for real.
Right. I am too, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got, I network with people and I feel the energy. I network. You know what I'm saying? I talk to them. I chop it up. Yeah. A lot of people,
on some one-on-one, yeah, I can kick it, but just being in every atmosphere all over the place, like I'm never gonna be there. People don't even ask me to come out no more. They probably he just gonna say he come in and don't show up.
Right.
And then I be like, I see them on social media having a ball. I be like, they ain't even invite me.
Right.
People
It's funny
invite
though.
me for years. And
Don't nobody invite me to nothing, to be honest with you. Don't nobody invite me to too much. You know what I'm saying? You got your handful that actually invite me. I used to take it personal because some of them same people, I always pick up my phone and extend my hand and invite them. You know what I'm saying? But don't nobody really invite me to nothing. I get a couple that be like, hey, man, man, I want
people
you to
used
come
to invite
through
me,
doing
man.
this, you know what
I
I'm saying?
just never showed up. So
Right.
I guess they got tired of inviting me.
Right. I'm the type like, shit, now I'm at the point like, if you don't invite me, it's cool. I ain't tripping on it. I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If it's something I
made
want to
that
go
bed,
to,
man.
shit,
I
just
did
go.
that.
I go
Sure.
show my love. You know what I'm saying? If you be happy to see you, you know what I'm saying? They just don't invite me. You know what I'm saying? Personal invite type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see that dude who put on Facebook, Richmond on the support? He didn't say famous people. Popular people. That's what he said.
Man, Richmond.
But this is my perspective with that. To get popular, you got to put in some type of work. Like, don't nobody just become popular.
Right.
So, and that's my thing, man. That's why I always big up people who doing their thing, because you don't know what that person went through to get where they at.
Right.
So it's kind of like a slap in the face to a person who really put that work in, became popular.
Right.
And then they taking advantage of their popularity, and they make it. They cashing out. They making money off it.
Right.
So where you stand on that? Just real quick, last question.
So you saying so just so I understand your question.
Do you agree with that statement or disagree?
You mean as far as like a person that's popular now?
Yeah, like do Richmond
Cashing
only
out.
support?
Oh, okay, that's the question. Do they only support popular people?
Right.
I ain't gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what I do realize, if you put something together, say for instance, you don't put no name or no face on the event, but you put it together well, and it's something that people want to do, they're gonna come out.
You think people will still come out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
He definitely gonna come
reputation has a lot to do with it, though, right?
Of
Once you
course.
have a reputation for putting on great events,
Of course.
and doing
But that's a plus, though. That's a plus. That's where the popularity is a plus.
I think it's personality. I think, man, you got a good personality, and everybody know they gonna come to what you doing and have a good time.
Right. Now think about it though. It'd be a lot of events that people do. Don't nobody know who the person is, but they got an act or something that they want to see, and they like, oh, I'm definitely going to see that person, such and such. You know what I'm saying? I'm going there. I don't know who's doing it. Now, if you put such and such entertainment is doing it, the DJ is this, and the DJ and the entertainment company is popular for doing events, that make it a plus. Well, they like, oh, I'm definitely going because I know they going to have something tight going on. You know what I'm saying? But if you put an event together, man, it's well put together, and you promoting it the right way. Promotion is key with anything, you know what I'm saying? And you can make the worst project look the best if you got the right promotion. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't popular, but Richmond support me, man. But look,
Right.
you showed up for this, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's it. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, we gotta get.
That's
up
so
outta
much
here,
to talk about,
I
man.
know, bro. You very popular person, man. Like,
Man, we ain't talking about the businesses. We got so much
you
to
got
talk
some shit
about,
going
man.
on, man.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta motivate these people on getting a company,
Hey.
starting a business, generating
I
some
wish.
money, losing some money. Got so much to talk about, man.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Got these phones. You know what I'm saying? Got these government phones. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, man. Hit me up, man. KnowledgeIsFinancial.com. You need a phone? Hit me
We
up.
gonna put that in
They
the link in the
free.
description too. Anything you got going on, you send me all your links.
Right,
We can
man.
put in the bottom of the, in the description so y'all can reach out to my man. Whatever he
he got going on. If you're interested in it, hit him
23
up.
Summers, man. The album is out.
I ain't even get to talk about the album. Oh,
man,
my
we got
God.
so much, man. I'm like 80 people on one. My nigga. 23 Summers, the album. You got 23 Summers,
My man
DI,
still
whatever
putting
you
out
stream.
albums and everything. Hey,
And
shout
it's a
out,
classic.
shout out to my nigga P. Lee, man. He couldn't be with us tonight, man.
Yeah,
His
man.
presence definitely missed, man. But y'all already know how
So
we
much
rock,
to talk
man.
about, man. I appreciate all the support. You know, if you see me in the street, holler at me, man. I do so much. I can help you. If I can't, I might know somebody that can.
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
a fact. If y'all like what we doing, man, y'all hit the link, subscribe, man. I've been dropping the link all over my social media, man. Subscribe.
We need a
Man,
part
I'm trying
2,
to tell you.
man.
Hey, we gonna get a part
I
2.
ain't even show him how to get 50,000 easy.
Hey, we gonna keep that off camera. You can show me how to get 50,000. We don't need the camera for that. But episode 8 is a wrap, man. I appreciate y'all.